Hello, my name is Mordred Viking, and I'd like to welcome you to this stream of Europa Universalis 4, where we are playing as Fort Royale, based, of course, in Jamaica. And in the previous stream, we basically spent time securing our island. We've beefed up its development quite a lot. We took over Havana as well, so we now control 2 centres of trade here in the Caribbean. And we are earning a fair amount of money from the trade here. So we are playing as a smuggler's haven rather than a buccaneer or a captain's council. And that has given us a couple of Merchant Republic mechanics, or rather 2 Merchant Republic mechanics. 1, we can place trade ports. 2, we increase the goods produced of all provinces not owned by us in a trade node by half of our control. So here we have 18% control over the Caribbean, so every province in the Caribbean, except for ours, will now be producing 9% more trade goods. Goods produced. 9% more goods produced. That's how it works. Which is quite nice, because it's going to be increasing the value of this entire node, which means we then collect a bigger share of the money. Or rather, not a bigger share, we just collect more money. The next thing that is happening is we have launched an expedition to try and break into the Mexican trade node. It is one of the ones which feeds into the Caribbean, so I'd really quite like to take some control of it. And it's also a very valuable location just generally. There are a couple of centres of trade which we are going to want to try and take over, especially Cuadlaxlan, because it's the only coastal one that they have got. Oh no, sorry, they have 2 of them. Although one of them's on the Pacific, one of them's on the Atlantic, and we don't currently have an easy way of going between the 2, because Panama doesn't exist. So something we may also want to do in the future is take over Panama so that we can build a certain canal. But that, of course, is going to require a conflict with New Valencia, which is a little more dodgy, because that would risk bringing in Aragon. Although we already did that, taking Havana from Minorca, so you never know. You never know. In other news, we've got New Portugal establishing colony there. We have the 13 colonies with colonies here, and we do actually have adjacency, so we could spread into Florida now if we so wished. Anyway, we are at war with Choctamal. Let's actually go into the diplomatic map mode just so we can see this for sure. Choctamal. And I think they're going to be calling in some allies, though they have not yet done so. Oh yeah, the other thing is Tortuga, another of the pirate republics here in the Caribbean, is also ours. It is a vassal. I've made them into a march, basically with the intention of taking over Haiti eventually, and basically just shipping it up. So they're effectively going to be in charge of controlling the Mediterranean area, Caribbean area, while we try to expand elsewhere. So, we need to get our armies together. Let's group you up. You are not drilling. You are getting stuff again. We're going to how are we going to mothball you? I don't think we're going to need to, actually. Oh, you could raid. Please do so. We are going to need the transports, however, so let's do that. And I don't think you have any ships. No, they don't. There's not a whole lot that they can do. Cork bottle stoppers. Developments in the bottle making have allowed wine producers to create bottles in the most standardized sizes, and as a result have been able to reintroduce the use of the bottle cork. This is a much more efficient way to seal in the wine than the old cloth stoppers, and has meant that wine can now be transported over even further distances than was previously considered possible. Perhaps we are now seeing the birth of a worldwide wine trade. So price of wine and glass have both gone up, which is good for Aragon. And I'm very annoyed that that didn't trigger when I was Aragon. Oh well. So, armies are replenishing. Efficiency of the Navy. Oh, hello. After several administrative changes and hiring of some very competent sailors, our Navy's efficiency has been increased. This benefits both our Navy and the merchant fleet, as an efficient ship will cost less and require less attention. Awesome. Okay, we are making money even with armies raised. I am wondering if we want to recruit a couple more troops for this little adventure. I think we probably do. Let's get 2 more reformed tercio. we'll bring them in as basically part of a second wave. Also, did your allies join? They have. So we now can see the full forces arrayed against us, and it is a pretty big chunk of Mexico. But so be it. I think we're going to go and try and take Ecab, and if we can take that and turn it into a naval base, then that would be great. Also, Havana is actually facing the Yucatan Channel. So what I'm going to do is we're going to load you up into the transports. We're going to send you to Havana, and then Havana is going to be a much closer stop. So you can get your reinforcements done, you can get your morale and stuff like that back. And in fact, we can just go and pick up those 2 extra soldiers. We have the transport capacity to move 12 people at a time, so we may as well do that. Have them all ready, have them all in place. We have a general? We do. 220. What's my land tradition? It is awful. Alright, so the next thing that we need to consider is we kind of want to take these 3 out of the war before actually taking out Chactamal, so that we can piece them out for money and any centres of trade that they may have. Hey, Colinus. I'm very well, thank you. How are you? And everyone else watching as well. Hello, hello, hello. How are you on this fine Tuesday evening? Had to think about that one for a second. I was like, what day is today? Yeah, it is Tuesday. Alright, armies have arrived. I'm going to wait 1 more month. And then we're going to load up and sail over here. Alright, let's unload you and then go down to speed 3 so that I can micromanage things if necessary. And we could hire 1 more soldier, but I do not have the transport capacity for that 1 soldier, so we're not going to. Oh, hold on. I said that I should probably take you out last. Who are the other powers at play here? Let's go and take Huasatek out first, because they are somewhat isolated. Then we could go for Mixed... No, Mixtec's actually going to be very difficult. Go for Quiche, attack over here. Come through. Yeah, let's go for Huasatek first. Just move the ships, and that'll do it. So we'll need to land in Tamaulipas. Hopefully they've started to move their troops over to Ecab, because they thought we were going to land over there. Good government policies. Changes of policies, when cleverly timed and made, are often well perceived by the people of the time beyond their actual efficiency, as a proof of the government's goodwill and interest in the welfare of the realm. So we can gain an additional stability, government reform, or money. Stability. We are a merchant republic. Well, we are a republic, full stop. Stability is godlike. Especially to have stability 3, because that's also going to work very well with our fervour, which is currently focused on trade. I think we're actually going to focus on war instead. We're only going to be able to maintain it for about 9 months, but that is going to give us an extra 10% morale. And we are going to be quite significantly outnumbered here. So let's take over this so that we have a landing ground. So we can land the transports here. If we get pushed out of Tliticoac, we'll retreat to here, jump on the ships and run. And that way we don't get stack wiped. Hey, Lewis! Just got some done playing AOT. Man, it's so good. Yeah, Age of Empires is a fantastic game. And the esports scene is really, really good. I know I've mentioned that more than once, but seriously, go check out T90 Official. It's another Twitch channel / YouTube channel. Well worth watching, because he does some really, really good matches. Okay, so our landing ground has been secured. Let's go and take their capital out. We have the manpower for this, I think. We also have the blockade, so we should have a fairly quick siege here, because we have artillery. They don't even know what gunpowder is. And then we should be able to take these guys out pretty quickly. Wow, that was actually far more quick than I expected. Your war enthusiasm is still very, very high, but we can certainly reduce that. Now, I'm taking a little bit of a risk doing this, but considering we haven't seen any incoming enemies yet, I feel okay doing that. Then we could go for those 2 provinces, but I think what I'm likely to do is go down here and try and take on Quiche. The smugglers are in power. I am not okay with that. I would much prefer the Buccaneers to be in power because we need the Republican tradition. Thankfully, that only costs 9 admin, it's super cheap. Because we are in the process of trying to re-elect this chap. 633, that's pretty good. How old is he? 45, yeah, he's still pretty young too. Oh, here comes their army. What province is this? This is hills, they have a river crossing. When do you arrive? 3rd of March, when do I get there? 2nd of March! And you're going to go here instead, which is jungle. Fine. There are quite a few of you, however. That's also jungle. So this is going to be 3-to-1 odds. So they have 3.4 morale to my 4.6, so I am fairly happy that we brought in the morale fervor. They do actually have artillery. It's got to be super early artillery, but they do have it. Culverins, yep, it's the first tier. And they have 105 discipline. Now, is there anything I can do for discipline? Fort defense, but that's irrelevant. Morale of armies is up there, but I don't particularly want to splash out 8 ducats a month. So no, this army is as strong as our army is going to get. Let me just double check there's no policies. No. Okay. Let battle be joined. So they do have 1.5 tactics to our 2.2, so we have a significant advantage in tactics and morale. They have a significant advantage in numbers and also leadership. Yeah, they have a 4 fire. Although, because their tech is only level 11, their fire is going to be pretty poor. They are still going to be focusing, or relying mostly on shock. Is this the general that has the shock resistance? No, this is attrition. Yeah, see, these numbers, not good. They just have so many more troops than we do. Come on, hold. Hold. We did it. 10 war score for that. 10. However, our drill is now going to start suffering because we did lose so much of our frontline infantry. But we did do a significant amount of damage there. And I'm hoping, yeah, these guys are down to medium. So now I feel like we're just going to back off. We're going to heal up. Oh, no, we're going to stack wipe. And I'm not going to consolidate. Okay, so that's one of their armies gone. This should also make you low, so you probably want to peace out. So let's get over here. Let's land you. And we'll just piece these guys out. Now, do you have any centers of trade? You do not. Do you have any territories that I want to take? I mean, actually, yes. That's a serious yes, actually. That is the one center of trade that I desperately wanted. Furthermore, it's on the connection between Tampico Bay and the Bay of Campeche, which means that we could fabricate up to here. We can get to Portuguese Mexico that way. So we absolutely want to take this province from them. I can't take it because it's not controlled by us. Alright, well, we're going to have to make a little bit of a risky move here to try and grab it. Actually, let's walk. And then let's send the ships over there so we can keep an eye on them. Yeah, they're wanting out. What I'm going to do is I'm going to leave 1,000 men. Whoops, nope, nope, nope. Here. Just so we can grab this province as well and really finish them off. And then we're going to land. No, we're not. Alright, I'm going to move you away. This is too risky. I think they're going to go and try and unsiege that, which is good, because we're going to know that all of their troops are here in the north, which is going to allow me to do an unresisted landing down Fort shortly. And for every one of these guys that we take out, their armies are going to weaken. Okay, so we've taken Campeche, or that place. We're going to take loads of money. No, we're not going to take loads of money. We're going to take any money? We're going to take no money. But you're on low. I'm surprised I can't take more from you. Okay, that's fine. So we're going to jump in the ships, because I really need to keep my replenishment going, because we barely won that previous battle. And you get a lot more replenishment in occupied territories. Also, they are doing a fantastic job of spreading out, so let's go and punish them for that. Actually, no, let's not. Actually, yes, let's. So 10,000, 15,000 are coming here. We've replenished a fairly large portion of our force, and they're not sending everything in. Plus, we did stack work a big bit. No leader. Oh, this is going to be some serious damage put in here. Yeah, we've won this. Just because they're already on such low morale by the time that battle even began. Boom. So how much war score do we have against these guys? 24. Oh, they wouldn't even peace? White peace. Length of war. Okay. Well, in that case, what I think I should be doing is grab you guys and then just blockade them. So I'm just going to unmothball and I'm going to blockade them to drive up their war exhaustion. We may as well chase them down and then back off again with the transports. We could get a trade idea. We are 12 years ahead of time. Oh, we could also get another military tech, which I can't believe we didn't have already. Well, let's do that. Oops. Well, this is going to increase our combat ability even further because we just got a new tech of artillery. And we are also going to take that trade tech because we are 12 years ahead of time. Perfect. Another 20% trade power. Don't mind if I do. In fact, at this point it would have been quicker just to sail in because I could have just landed them here and crushed them. Never mind. Oh, that's a big army. Oh, I'm not liking the look of that. We need to crush this before they arrive, and then I need to escape. I'm just going to merge you two together for a moment, then we're going to detach blockade, and move you up there. Wow, that's going to take all 9 of you? Crikey. Come on. Jump on the ships. Run away. Run away. We need to fight these battles on our terms, not on theirs. And that was not on my terms, because we are a little bit low on morale, and we are very low on troops. You're just playing Hearts of Iron with Deutschland Erwasche. Really good mod. What's that one add? Alright, Hostek now does want peace. But I know what I want from them. Oh, they would accept this. Oh. How things have changed. And in that case, I also want war reparations, please. And then this is going to mean Hostek is out, so we're going to just jump in the ships and sail off so that we are not black flagged. Oh, I was trying to do peace through the wrong... Was I? Apparently I was. Okay, I'm an idiot. So yeah, we want just that one province. Send. Boom. I should, however, take a quick look at the aggressive expansion with Fine. That is something I am going to need to consider because these guys are quite a lot stronger than we are. Now, we are going to lose some war score because they will be occupying this province, but we did just take out one of the allies in this fight. We're going to go and land in Havana again, and then we're going to go and strike out at these guys, I think. And you're still blockading all the things, but you're also repairing. And yeah, they have 20,000 men here, but they are taking a little bit of attrition. Do we want to just send you guys to go and hit shortly in that case? They still have 40,000 troops. So if they ever came together with all of their forces, that's still very, very dangerous. And there's not a lot that we can do against Quiche. Except for just keep beating them in battles. Hey Nathaniel. Just got in from the dentist, have 100% more metal in your teeth now. Small pain, but at least the Pirate Republic has not fallen yet, so it's all good. And I, at the moment, have to say we're looking rather stronger than New Providence was, simply because we've actually got up-to-date ships. Wait, is that true? I know we started upgrading some of them. Did we get all of them done? War Galleon, War Galleon. I think we did. No, we didn't. Well, in that case, this would be an excellent opportunity. So let's select 3 of them, because these guys don't actually have a navy. So we're just going to drop you in Havana, upgrade you, we'll spend 150 to do so, and then you can just repair off the coast, because you are not currently mothballed. Yes, I like this idea. This is a good idea. So you lot upgrade. 135 spent. And then head back down there to continue blockading. What I might do is use my transports to continue blockading them as well. And then once my army has fully recovered, we can go pick them up and continue blockading other stuff. Why can't you detach? Yeah, I thought you could do that. Okay, some blockades going on. Which is going to be driving up their war exhaustion. Plus, as we found out against Huaxtec, they just need to... This war just needs to last a bit longer. Because at the moment they have a lot of war score counting against us because of the length of the war. Which means we can't take as much as we would like. And I am quite happy just to sit back and blockade them for a time, if I'm being quite honest. This is totally acceptable to me. So let's go speed 4 again while we wait for that. Manufactories. While a number of technical innovations during the course of the 16th and 17th centuries have increased the output of production for some products such as iron or cloth, to an extent the bigger improvement in the field of production has come from the forms of new organisation. By creating manufactories often outside the city limits, merchant capitalists can both bypass the ancient guild laws that prevent mass production in principle, as well as pioneer ways to increase production through organisation and specialisation of labour in one place. The forerunners of the later industrialization are able to increase output by facilitating access to raw materials and mass organization of labor rather than expensive new machinery. This is in itself a huge change over the often heavily regulated methods of old, however, and together the later technical advances of this new mode of production will come to revolutionize society. Cool, so we need to take a very quick look to make sure that we are in fact embracing this. You are. But Havana never managed to... Oh no, it's about to in a month. Okay, so we are actually going to have 2 places that are going to be getting the institution. And that's definitely going to be more than 10% of my total country with the institutions. Question is, do I wish to focus it? We are still 11 years away from the next technology, with the exception of admin. So, no, I don't think so. Another thing that we could also be kind of waiting for is if they decide, or if somebody else decides to pounce on them, because we have just done a bunch of damage to them militarily. Let's just take a quick look at their army strength. So their manpower is still there, but it's definitely lower than it once was. I love the fact that we're fighting the natives who have cavalry and we don't. It should be the other way round. Yeah, still earning money, despite the fact that we are reinforcing. Good. And we are losing our war score advantage, but that's just because of the ticking war score. And as soon as we take a cab, which is going to be an easy one to take, then we're going to be able to. It's fine. Hey Jackson! A Mordred birthday on your... Sorry, a Mordred stream on your birthday. A Mordred birthday on your birthday. Happy birthday, Jackson. Happy birthday. Oh. That was a mistake, Mordred. I've never done that before. Crikey. I took out the tea bags from the teapot and just put them in my teacup with all the tea. So now that cup is going to be super strong. Never mind. Ha! Instead of the little dish I have here beside my disc, where I just usually throw them. Thank you, you've turned a very old 23. 23 is not old. .23 is definitely not old. I remember those years fondly. Oh. Alright, so we're at 11.5 thousand, which is the majority of the army. I am very tempted to recruit another artillery. So we can't afford the 30, plus we would need one more transport too. Speaking of transportation, I think it is time for us... Oh dear. Coldest period of the Little Ice Age. The winters have been getting longer and colder for as long as anyone can remember. As ice and snow once again creep further south, the winter crops are becoming ruined. Wine is spoiled and the fish have been migrating to warmer waters. So the price of salt and fur is up until, well, for 10 years. While grain, livestock, wine and fish is down. I don't think we produce either of those. Cotton, this one I'm pretty sure is tobacco, because, you know, it's Havana. And your sugar. Excellent. So we actually have 3 of the cash crops being produced. Jolly good. Right, let's select you guys. Let's deselect... Oh no, those are all transports. Over here. Alright, so where do we want to go next? And also, what's my land tradition at this point? 14. How many pips is that? Between 2 and 8. We're currently fighting with 5. I don't really have the military power to spend trying to improve that. So I think it's time for us to try and take Chorley out. Let's knock Quiche out of this war. Quiche, I think, are the 2nd biggest military power. Yeah. Chactamal is definitely the largest. Chorley is jungle, hills, hills, hills. Lots of rivers around here, so there should be some rather juicy river crossings. Election in the Pirate Republic. I want Stead de Graaf to stay in power, because that's a lot of points. And this is why we needed to switch to the Buccaneers, so that we could actually start generating some positive Republican tradition rather than just the negative. Nobles demand recompensation. The state has lived off the contribution of the nobles for a long period of time. Now the country is doing well, so the nobility is eager to get their share of the cake. Well, we're going to have to take a couple of loans to pay for that, but that's a lot better, eminently better, than taking stability hit, especially at positive 3. How is our fervor doing, by the way? Okay, so fervor has actually switched off, so we're going to turn you back on again, so that we can have you when we're fighting in Chorley. When do you arrive? 2nd of October. 1, 2. Nope, apparently not. Well, hopefully we can take this province and then we'll have somewhere to run to again. Exactly the same plan as before. So long as we have a province to escape from where we can just land our transports and back off, then these naval invasions are far more simple. Well, they're not simple. They're never simple. But there is far less of a chance of complete failure. Right, let's go and take Tzul. Although Tzul is in jungle. And I'd really rather not fight their armies in the jungle, if I can afford to avoid that. Or if I can avoid that at all. You are moving to Moran. I'm going to wait until you're locked in, and we're going to go to Moran. Okay, we're not going to go to Moran. Ceremony disrupted. One of the core parts of the Republic are the great ceremonies of state. This is a time where disagreements and disputes between the partitions are put on hold, so we can display our unity of purpose and show the world our strength. Wow, my prestige is awful. No, we need to go and fight this. Not yet.